Following the events of the last episode, we got home and Dojima pulled a Sojiro on us. Chie slumped out and was completely fine the next day, and the first clip I have for you guys is me complaining about how the camera and movement speed in the classroom in this game are weird, because my memory of my favorite game is a lot worse than I thought it was. Yo, why the camera like that? It's so zoomed in. Did I always run this slow? Like, it's literally my walking speed. What the fuck, dog? That's so strange. The first big decision we made now that the game allowed us to take the reins after the entire tutorial episode was to hang out with Marie, starting the Aeon social link. Bro, why am Suzu Haragi's face drooping like that? What the fuck? Yosuke is such a fucking, he's such a playboy, dude. He literally walks over, he sees cute girl. I say she's my friend, he's like, yo, hold on, let me hook her up real quick. Damn. And we learned that her understanding of even the simplest constructs of the real world are abysmal. I find out why the game is rated M because that night the narrator actively gives me a tutorial on how to define my guardian, but it's Monday, so first... Hold on, I gotta eat the food in the fridge first. Okay. Singing Heartbeat Heartbreak for the first out of what will likely end up being thousands of times over the course of the series, I encounter a roadblock in the middle of the goddamn hallway. So different, glaring street light. Why the man walks so fucking slow, dog? Join the two clubs that no one who isn't just playing the game casually gives a shit about. Atlas tried way too hard for that joke, man. Oh, it's so not funny. God. And make the decision to go see what Yosuke has to say that night. And as my reward, he tells me that my voice is hella scratchy and reluctantly offers me a lozenge. Surprise, surprise, Yosuke isn't exactly the scholarly type, so he looks to me for answers when the teacher puts him on the spot the next day. So I use one of my secret protagonist techniques and Google the answer from my homie. Kissing my ass for saving his, Yosuke invites me out for some chewy as hell steak croquettes, and we learn that Chie might actually be a metahuman. She has fucking shark teeth, bro. Continuing the Yosuke Chronicles the following morning, he comes up to me with some bullshit about how he actually has cares and worries, and they keep him up at night or whatever. But just by taking one look at the protagonist, I could tell that he's never had a sleepless night in his entire life. So I tell Yosuke to man up and stop being a bitch. I soon realized, however, that the funds for my TV excursions aren't gonna cut it, and as we were still new in Inaba, my side hustle pimp business was still in the works. So I bite the bullet and search the job board in the shopping district, accepting the daycare and envelope folding job to make a quick buck for the time being. Oh boy, it's Monday again, time to attempt to give myself food poisoning by eating rotten food that gets put in the fridge every week. And the next morning... No. Decisions. Screw it. Let's hang out with Marie again. Sticking with what's familiar is always easiest when you're indecisive and really don't give a shit. I immediately regret that, however, as I listen to her mispronounce things to such a degree that I couldn't even pronounce her mispronunciations. Blah, 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 blah. If only Marie actually got the nose to install eclectic loutwits. I don't, yeah, whatever. Well, that wraps up all of the actual fun we'll be having for now, so... Now, it's time for us to gather at the food court and make it through Yukiko's castle, and ultimately try to rescue her. The hall here seems different from before, so this place might get pretty tricky. I'm with you, don't worry. Oh, God forbid if Teddy wasn't with us, dude. Alright, time to get clapped. Oh, I forgot they have really high evasion. God, dude. Oh, boy. Dude? Yeah, I can already see how this is gonna go. After heading down the first of many hallways, my thumb said, I'ma head out, and decided it was time to throw in the towel. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I don't need nobody's help. Apparently I'm helpless. I'm on the first floor of Yukiko's castle. I can't handle it. On a savagery.
That took forever.
It definitely didn't. It was definitely 2 turns, Yosuke. Yosuke's like, God, I had an appointment at 3 o'clock. Overcoming our PTSD from what was on the second floor last time, we suck it up and open the door and come face to face with Shadow Yukiko for the first time. Although it takes the mystery crew a second to figure that out. After an enlightening conversation where the investigation team finally gets on the same page as the player, it was time for the mod to kick it into maximum overdrive, and, well, you'll see. What? Okay, that's fine. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna get so oh, you're starting off great, bud. There's no baton pass in this, man.
You hit its weakness! Keep going!
Okay, Chie.
You're doing great, Yosuke. Keep going.
Yo, Chie, why are you so excited?
Are you okay, Sensei? Someone heal him.
Cool.
Yosuke's
Oh,
hurt.
yeah.
Someone do something.
Oh, yeah.
Someone help.
And so we run it back. Not that we covered much ground in the first place. Yo, Yosuke be jamming to that music, dog. What you think he listens to? What was that?
Chie-chan's down. This isn't good. Wake up. Yosuke's dizzy.
Bro, what was that? Now, I could chronicle every single game over I got this episode, but I'll spare both you and myself, because if I did, this video would be over an hour long and would have taken 2 weeks, at least, for me to edit. Up to this point, you may have been thinking to yourself, huh, that title was clickbait, but far from it, unfortunately. The amount of stress I put myself under to make it through this dungeon may very well cause me to bald by age 30. So, can you do me a favor? I know it's early, but if you like my content so far, drop a like for all my pain and suffering, and maybe even consider subscribing, because I don't plan on slowing down the momentum I have going anytime soon. The fact that I didn't quit after 15 hours of grind and rage is proof of that, in my opinion. But anyways, let's get back into the video. After a bit of grind, we fused a Senri because not having a persona who resists fire was really kicking our ass and made the climb all the more frustrating. After making the best one we were able to, we began making our way towards Yukiko's castle's mini-boss, the cause of much of our trauma during this recording session. Oh, but before we get into that, I actually came across a golden shadow. That should be some easy experience, right? I'm praying the strat still works. That is not okay. That is not okay. Bro, what? No.
At all. I'm sure you can win.
What do you mean it's not strong? I think it's level 15. I don't even know if golden shadows exist.
You hit its weakness.
What? What are you talking about right now? And as that dream got crushed as fast as it came into existence, I proceeded to have a mental breakdown. See, the thing that's about this that makes this unfairly difficult is just that in order to use the element that they're weak to, which is basically the only way to kill anybody, they have your weakness. So if you miss, everybody has dumb high evasion, your hit rate's trash, then you just die in turn. I'm trusting you, Yosuke. I'm trusting you right now. If you mess this up, oh, you'd have got the wart, dude.
Chie-chan's dizzy. How dare you? That's it, Yosuke. One enemy down.
Yes!
That's it, Yosuke. One enemy down.
Yosuke, you're godlike. Oh my god. Yosuke, you're trash. Never mind.
Down. Someone heal it. Get up, Sensei.
Yeah, I didn't say that all of my trauma came from the mini-boss. In fact, not even half of it did. I quickly found that, yet again, my personas weren't exactly cutting it, so instead of using my legs, I made the executive decision to waste yet another go-home and headed to the Velvet Room to fuse some more personas. But that short excursion is one of the last breaks I'd get from the torture I brought upon myself by thinking this series would actually be a fun idea. Oh, he's weak to physical. That makes him so much easier to deal with. Oh. This man had dragon hustle? I know I said I'll spare you from the more than sizable death total of this episode that led up to the fighting of the two bosses, but this was pure bullshit.
A rare monster. Beat the stuffing out of it.
Oh, dragon hustle, baby. Oh, yeah.
He's hurt. Someone do something. This isn't.
That's wild. Whew, I had such a chance there, dude. Watch out. Oh, in this one too. Why are there two in here? Excuse me? I don't know what these things are weak to. Cool. Let's go. Nice one. Teddy, shut the fuck up, dude.
That was a good one, Sensei.
Teddy, I swear to God, dude. If they go first, I'm dead.
Okay. I'll look for an opening for
I think I'm dead anyway. Would you look at that? That's wild. And now let's get back to your regularly scheduled program.
Who did this? I feel no pain. I only feel pain when I play this game.
Finally, after climbing up to floor 5 and doing as much grinding as I could stomach at this point, it was time to prep for the mini-boss. And by prep for the mini-boss, I mean waste another go home and go spit game to the Velvet Room short. I mean, have the nose fuse some personas for us. We actually managed to get a fusion error while we were there. One that proved useful. Yeah, never thought I'd say those words in the same sentence. It's finally time to challenge the Avenger Knight.
Teddy, you better lead me to victory here, bud.
Welcome to hell, everybody. No need to take your shoes off. We're all about to receive whiplash from the amount of times we enter and exit this room anyways.
I don't really have anything Yosuke can do in this fight, to be honest.
What the hell?
I'm gonna die. Oh boy, bye GA. Dude, if there wasn't like 55 enemies, dog. God. He's just gonna keep summoning them. Here's the God's protection. You ready, baby? Whoa! Look at that.
Hurry and beat it!
Dog, are you serious? The game is most enjoyable when you play it on, hey, fuck your life difficulty.
Sensei? Sensei?
Doesn't even matter, dude. Just give me my shit back. Let's go. Bring it. Wow, that's crazy. You just get another turn.
John's down! This isn't good!
Oh, wow, a third turn? That's wild. Oh, now nobody can do anything? Oh, one more turn for the boys. This is actually the most unfun thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. There is nothing fun about this. There is not a single thing that is enjoyable about this mod. Not one.
That seemed like so much fun, right? Let me stop your masochistic ass right there and answer that for you. It wasn't.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. How did you just do a fucking 3-point turn? Not like a 3-point turn in 1 point. Yeah, that's whatever, dude. Homeboy just miracle punches me twice, calls it a fucking day.
Oh, you hit me first! That's crazy!
Dude!
John's down! This isn't good!
Wow, that's crazy, bro. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
John's down! This isn't good! Sensei!
I don't even want to continue off that. Actually, that was ridiculous. This man just literally obliterated Chie and took everybody else down to no HP for free. For free.
After a lot of suffering, I decided to take a break for the night and sleep on it, and came back the next afternoon with a revitalized mind and, more importantly, a plan. So I took the rest of last night off, and I think I actually have like a solution to the issue that I've been having. Like right before I got off, I went and looked into the Velvet Room to see what personas I can infuse. Saw Jack Frost with Ice Break at level 16. So that's the plan. We're going to level up level 16, and then we're going to get Jack Frost, and then we're going to try again, because fuck this boss. Deadass. There wasn't much that really happened up until I reached level 16 and fused Jack Frost, so let's just pick things up from there. Everything in the fight is weak to Bufu, so now both me and Chie have Mabufu, and more importantly, I have Ice Break, which allows me to Ice Break this man so I can slap him. How naive. Of course SCArkadia wouldn't have made things that easy, young Joshua.
Alright, let's get it, boy. Want this ass clapping, dude?
Get the fuck out of here. I'm so done with you. I'm done with your shit, with your God's protection head ass, dude. Missing you with that dumb shit. Oh, Ice Break doesn't work. We're back to the drawing board.
You, what the fuck? Why are you targeting him? Why are you so shit? You haven't hit anything in like 5 turns. Yosuke, you're so dog shit. You're actually the most useless piece of trash I've ever seen in my entire life.
The mod creators basically just repeatedly saying, "Do you know who made this mod?" Like from out the cut as you get fucking slapped. Yeah, so even with all of my preparations, this mini boss was not to be taken lightly.
Let's go! Oh my god. That shit was fucking stupid.
After many long hours of grinding, strategizing, traumatic deaths, and rage, I was finally allowed access to the final 3 floors of the dungeon. Although, with that came a price that would soon show its ugly face, one that was most certainly not worth it. Out of go-homes, unsurprisingly, I carefully exited the 5th floor while the idea of smashing my computer, if I got ambushed and party sweeped by a shadow before I made it to the stairs, played through my mind over and over again, then exited Yukiko's castle and the TV altogether. Back in the real world, I had no choice but to sleep as soon as I got home, and decided to upgrade all the equipment I possibly could the next day, attempted the Beef Bowl challenge at Aya's, and read my book on expert study methods. That peace didn't last very long, however, because April 29th was the last day to save Yukiko before the first of many possible bad endings ensued. If I wanted to, though, at this point I technically had enough content to make a video out of it, but I wouldn't have been satisfied with the quality of that video, and so I came to the conclusion to put my big boy pants on and jump back into the fray, torturing myself even further. Little did I know, though, this decision would cost me another 9 hours of my life, and whatever remained of my fucking sanity. Heading up to the next floor, we were greeted with another exchange with Yukiko's disembodied voice. The difference this time being that we got to watch Teddy somehow display less intelligence than a literal fucking cinder block. The rest of my adventure to the top wasn't much different than the rest of the climb. Annoying, traumatic, accompanied by enough rage to make somebody think I've gone off the deep end.
Come on, Yosuke.
You're so fucking trash. I wasn't even worried about it. Baby. Wasn't even worried.
With the go-homes I got as a reward for beating the Avenger Knight, I thought it best if I headed back to the Velvet Room, because if the mini-boss was that difficult, I couldn't fathom what Shadow Yukiko's fight would be like.
There ain't no way I'm beating this boss first try. If I beat this boss first try, I'm not gonna promise anything. Probably gonna cry.
Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, but before the fight starts, we get the classic Shadow explaining everything that the character tries so hard to hide, everything they're ashamed of, they freak out, say the magic words, yada yada. This is only the 3rd time we've seen it, and I think we all get the picture at this point. And so it began.
Oh boy. I'm not looking forward to this. Just the way the last couple bosses went, man. Shadow Yosuke was a fucking breeze in comparison to Shadow Chi and that mini boss. So I'm going in this with my expectations really fucking Are you serious? Why are they here? Why? Not even why are they? Magical Magus, I don't give a fuck about. Why is he here?
Yikes! This is one tough enemy.
Yikes, he's gonna fuck you in the butt. Oh, that noise is really obnoxious. I don't like that. Do you think this will work? What are the chances? Doug, didn't expect that to work. I was about to say, as soon as she summons this motherfucker. What? That's totally fucking fair. That's just an insta-kill. Yeah, you just kind of dubbed me twice. That's fine. Oh, that's fucking fantastic. Let's go, baby. God's plan. Definitely meant God's protection.
I don't understand.
Everybody is supercharged, so this is just insta death.
Chie-chan's hurt. Someone help her.
This is gonna be fun. Yep, and back to the Velvet Room once more. When I saw Phoenix and Andres in the fusion search, I knew my target level to be 20, and so I headed back to grind some more, which at this point was still easier said than done. Why did I stand there? Why did I stand there and let it happen? I literally stood there and took it in the ass.
2 hours later.
Okay, that grinding took way longer than I expected, but I mean, what are you gonna do when you're playing this fantastic mod? It's an enjoyable experience for the whole family. Everybody gather around and watch me get fucked. I get it. It's supposed to be nightmare. It's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be fucking bullshit. It's not supposed to be fucking bullshit. Oh, so I end up starting with neither of them because I fucking de-equipped this stupid bitch and re-equipped it. At this point, I wanted to quit and end the series with Yukiko's bad ending. If you miss him, I'm gonna lose my mind. You fucking idiot! Now, Yosuke, you gonna hit? That'd be crazy. That'd be fucking wild. Wow, you're fucking dog shit! You know the amount of times I've been like, Yosuke, all you have to do is hit this and you missed? Way too many times. He misses, like, everything.
He can have SCArkadia, he can have his evasion and hit rate maxed. Homegirl could have her evasion hit rate lowered. The stars could fucking align. Jesus Christ himself could bless this man, he'd still miss.
I literally was so agitated at this point that if I would have tried to commentate anymore, I would have just raged until my throat became completely hoarse. So I muted my mic and started going through my subscriptions on YouTube. After a few times of seeing Yukiko get to near death without spawning in the mini-boss, it finally occurred to me what each of those runs had in common. I was doing a relatively high amount of damage within a given frame of turns, and when I did, rather than spawning him in, virtually ending the run, she'd continue to advance in phases. So as you can see, changed my outfit, hoping this will be the dub, so I'm hoping to be able to differentiate it a little bit in post. But I mean, I could be wrong because, you know, I haven't gotten even close. Well, I got close, but not as close as I wanted to get. On this run, she spawned in the mini-boss fairly late, and the second he spawned in, I assumed the run was lost, and in autopilot, didn't bother to unmute my microphone. But to my surprise, this is how that run ended. Alright, what's the fucking move here? Oh, and a quick warning to all of you headphone users out there. Come on, just end the fight with this. Please let this end the fight. Yes! Freedom! Oh my god. Oh, it took way too long. I can't believe I beat one where she actually summoned the fucking knight. That's insane. Wow. And so the fight was won, and Yukiko accepted that she was an antisocial, thirsty, average high school girl, and just like Chie, awakened her persona with the downside of becoming nearly crippled for the time being, resulting in us leaving both the TV world and Teddy behind. Regrouping back in Junes, Yosuke, as blind as ever, didn't notice Yukiko drooling on herself on the verge of literally falling into a coma, and I had to set him straight, so we split up for the day. That night, Adachi joins us for dinner, conveniently spilling way too many details about the investigation, causing Dojima to clobber him. After dinner, we wind down by watching the weather, which bores Nanako, so she changes the channel to watch the Junes commercial for the billionth time! This prompts her to ask Dojima if we can do a family campout at a goddamn department store for the long holiday. Just a fucking department store, dude. Why do you like Junes so much? I don't understand. I just want everybody to look at these save files really quick. This was the save file from the end of the last episode. 4 hours and 29 minutes. 15 hours it took me to beat Yukiko's fucking castle. Between the mini boss and Yukiko herself, it took me 15 hours. Because I rescued Yukiko at the literal last minute, she doesn't fall into a coma and shows up at school the next day. After school, we all meet on the rooftop, both girls with instant soba in hand that weren't quite ready to be eaten yet. And there we asked Yukiko to join us and for Chie to officially stay a member. With both of their seals of approval, we then acted like real detectives and went over the trail of clues with a fine-tooth comb. Oof. My man was like, second was Saki Konishi. Senpai. Now the girls' noodles were finally ready, it was time for them to for me and Yosuke to eat them. Yeah, so to pay them back, we brought Yukiko and Chie out for steak, which for the record cheered Chie up the second the words escaped Yosuke's lips. At Junes, we continued our discussion from the rooftop without making any progress, which Adachi sniffed out, making his dramatic entrance, leaving us with a little breadcrumb trail of his own. After that whole fiasco, we decided to give Teddy a visit to get a pair of glasses for Yukiko, and she gives us a little glimpse of her real personality. That night, we pick up where we left off with Dojima and his department store obsessed daughter, and are baffled by the fact that the ace detective himself was actually told he could have time off to spend with his daughter. With the exciting news, Nanako began thinking a little more outside of the box.
Can we go on a trip?
To Junes in another city, let's go! And here I was about to say thank God. Atlas politely allowed us to control the protagonist once again, and so we finished reading expert study methods. Not used to all of this responsibility anymore, the next day I wandered the shopping district for nearly 20 minutes before I finally made the decision to spend time with Marie. Meanwhile, Dojima was speedrunning how to become a terrible father and broke his promise to Nanako, forcing the role of big brother onto us.
Would you mind comforting her for me? Thanks.
I kinda do mind. I have my own fucking life. As I've come to realize that most things in this game are, the following morning our friends conveniently show up at our house and invite us to hang out, and extend an invitation to Nanako, giving us the opportunity to follow through on our promise. Oh, by the way, can you guess where we ended up going? And as a result of our friends' hard work, we started the Justice social link. After arriving home, we swung open the fridge with the might of Zeus, because it was time to eat the only thing in the fridge that seemed even mildly sus. And although off to a later start than I would have liked, the next day we decided to start Chie's social link. Oh yeah, and return to our roots and make fun of the lack of up-resing in some of the areas in the game yet again.
Ugh, it looks so bad. Oh god. Ugh, the bench looks terrible. What the fuck?
The next day we get greeted with yet another scripted event in the form of a visit to the local shrine, where we get bribed by a fox that is somehow a color gang member, even though we're not in Ikebukuro, and helped it heal an old man's achy legs.
I can feel it. The power. Yo, he's zooming.
Even though she should have still been upset, Nanako welcomed Dojima home that night with open arms, thanks to,
Once again, not us, baby. What you thought this was?
and Dojima gave us gifts for Children's Day.
There was a ... option, but I'm a lot of things, right? But I'm not an ungrateful bitch. Everything else, though, that's 100% me.
I forgot to play up that bit that time though. Sorry guys, sue me. On the way to school the next morning, we ran into Yosuke and...
I mean, I just fixed this thing, making squeaking sounds.
I mean, you also weren't writing it. You were totally just pushing it.
Pass, Jazz. I don't mean to be that, Are you fucking blind?
Maybe it's karma.
Huh? Yeah. Hey, by the way.
Oh, why do the holidays have to end so fast?
I felt that. That's how I felt every single time I had to go back to... Yo, it's the Bipus, bitch! After my outburst, we had an uneventful conversation about midterms and how only half of us in the group knows how to study.
Yukiko's ranked at the top on every exam. Maybe I should ask her for some private lessons.
What the fuck?
Yeah, maybe scratch that uneventful part. That night, I decided I'd pay Dojima back for the swim trunks he gave me by blessing it with my presence. But if you can believe it, Ace Detective Dojima just took the opportunity to third-degree me about how I'm suspiciously involved with all of the weird happenings in Inaba that began when I arrived. Following that delightful evening, most of the power in Inaba went out after a lightning strike while the investigation team was hanging out in the classroom after school, prompting Yosuke to face his greatest threat yet.
If lightning has to strike someone, let it be this guy!
Could you come in early today? All the refrigerated shelves have stopped running. It's looking like we'll have to close up the produce section early today.
Tough.
But my pay!
What do you mean, but your pay? There ain't no produce to sell, dog, if they're all gonna go rotten.
Following which I realized why it is that SCArkadia made Chie weak to electricity. Still shaken up over the ordeal of the previous day, we come across a wild Yosuke in his natural habitat, and I decide to get his social link to level 4, during which we find out that people who work at department stores and video games are just as ignorant and just as big of assholes as in real life. After that, exams begin, marking the beginning of the next arc of the game, which we can deduce involves a first year at our school that may or may not be in a biker gang based on the rumors. The next few days end up being pretty boring. The only highlight being that we started Adachi's social link.
Dachi's like, oh, fuck.
That night, through means far surpassing Dojima's selective skill set, we deduced that the person we were discussing at school the other day was actually a punk named Kanji Tatsumi that has a soft spot for his mom. And here comes everyone's favorite word. Conveniently, the following day it begins to rain, so the investigation team jumpstarts their search for victims once again, and we watched the Midnight Channel that night. And Atlas took this opportunity to disprove everything the mystery crew believed to know about the case, like any cliche mystery movie would.
Hey, Yukiko's drinking the B-Bone Citron, baby. I didn't even notice that until just now.
And the gang ends up back at square one once again.